Hey everyone, thanks for joining this episode of SpringPath, the podcast, where we interview colleges, universities, and technical schools. And today we have two special guests from Lincoln Tech Institute. We have Nicole Givens and Loren Bienkowski. How are you both today?
Hi guys. Good. How are you
Hi.
I'm
doing?
doing great. Thanks for being on the show. I'm,
Thanks for
you
having us.
know, we were catching up a little bit offline, and I learned so much about the trade industry that I didn't know. And I think a lot of our viewers and listeners can use a quick update and education on this. So I'm glad you're on the show. This is going to be great. So why don't we start with some backgrounds? When you were both young girls growing up, and you started off, you really were like, Lincoln Tech that's what I want to do. Admissions is where I want to be. But I know
No,
we take twists and turns. So how did you end up in this role? I'll start with you, Lauren. Go ahead.
sure. So my name's Loren Bienkowski. I'm the director of admissions at the New Britain campus. Um, like most of us, we were kind of thrown in admissions, and once you get in, you don't leave. You really just love it. I started off going to nursing school, realized quickly that nursing probably wasn't for me. I love to help people, and I decided that I was going to take a job at a modeling school selling modeling classes. And then I quickly got into education. So I've been in education for 16 plus years. I've been with Lincoln for 7 years, and I don't plan on leaving. So
That's fantastic. So you've seen quite a few students come through. So you're going to have
quite
some
a
good
few.
info for us.
Definitely a lot of lives changed, which is awesome. So nursing, not the hands-on that I was going into, but I get to change lives in a different aspect of things. So
Yeah, 100%. That's great. And Nicole, how about you?
I've been in admissions over 20 years. I started my bachelor's degree was in public relations and speech communications. I knew I wanted to do something with me being out there and speaking. Like Lauren said, I just kind of fell into admissions. I worked for another trade school, Gibbs College, and then I went on to a traditional college. I worked for Post University. I was their assistant director of admissions. And then in 2010, I came here to Lincoln. I found that I love the trades. I like the more hands-on. I was at a traditional school. I enjoy what we do here. I've been here a long time as well, and I've changed a lot of lives. And I really believe in the trades. I love what we do here, and I'm excited to tell people about it because I feel like we've been a hidden secret for a very long time.
I would agree with that. Just when we were catching up earlier, like there were so many things that I was learning. I was like, hey, we gotta get you on the show because this is gonna be great. So so let's start off with the basics. So let's say I'm a senior in high school, or maybe I just graduated, or I'm thinking about, hey, I'm being told like I should be looking at a 4-year university or I should be looking at a trade school. What would be some of the differences for a trade school for someone in that position? Like, I'm not sure. I'm kind of on the fence. Like, what do you think would be, some good info you can share about your programs and how they're different?
yeah, I think what really sets us apart is that when you think of a traditional school, you think of like 2, 4 years, 6 years master's degree, right? We have programs that are shorter. They get you into the workforce sooner, anywhere from 9 months to 22 months. They're really career driven. We don't have those prerequisite courses that you need to take that you would do at a traditional school. So a lot of people thrive in this environment because they're learning about the trade that they're going into right from the beginning, which is really nice. So,
Yeah, I mean, I remember I went to Central Connecticut. I went to a 4-year university, and I just remember my parents were helping me pay, but coming out of pocket to pay for English 101 and
yeah,
Math 101 was really frustrating.
yeah,
I was not happy with that.
right,
So
right.
yeah, so in
Interpretive
essence,
dance
yeah,
101.
yes.
My husband took that course. He also went to Central.
Yeah,
All right, so he knows my pain.
Yes.
yeah,
All right, so I think the concept here is it's like you said, it's career driven. You're really focused on getting exactly what you need in kind of I wouldn't say a fast track, but concentrated.
Mhm.
So I think we were talking offline before, but one of the things that's key is attendance.
Mhm.
And so when you're talking to students, pre-enrollment, what are some of the things that you talk to them about for just the class showing up, reliability, and getting started, like any kind of help in the beginning for paperwork, just getting set up.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, so the classes are between 9 months and 22 months. That's a lot of education in a short amount of time. So the more time that you miss, the more you're really doing a disservice to yourself. That stuff that you're not learning, you can really fall behind. So when you meet with admissions, we really go through to make sure that you are ready. You have reliable transportation. You have the support to get here. We want you to be successful. We want you to start. We want you to finish. So we go through all of that during the admissions process.
Okay. Yeah, and when students are asking questions when they're first getting interested in this, is there any support as far as paperwork and kind of just the application process? I would say.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. So every student, we ask them to come in. We call it like a career planning session or an information session where students will come in and we'll completely go from beginning to end. We'll go over the program, we'll go over course descriptions, we'll talk about scheduling, we'll walk them through the registration process, which is our application, which right now is free. And it goes through all the expectations of what we look for, what's included in the program, and overall just a gist of really what to expect while in the program, and then really what we look for from the time they fill out the application to the time that they actually start. And then at that point, we set them up for whatever their next step will be, which normally would be for students going maybe for financial aid. We do offer that for those who do qualify. So we have two options. We have options for students to book an appointment here on site, one-on-one, if they would like that customer service, that face-to-face meeting, if they've never done a FAFSA before and would like additional help. Or we also have a remote team who will do it virtually with them on a kind of a join app share, like on their computer,
Mhm.
and they'll kind of just walk them through it remotely for maybe people who've done it before and think they need less help, and it's more convenient because they can do it from the comfort of their own home.
Yeah, and that's like really important to note is that some tech schools, and I've talked to some smaller ones, they don't offer financial aid. So that's good to know for our
Mhm.
if you qualify for it. That's good to know for
Mhm.
our
Correct.
Mhm.
audience.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great. So I'm going to jump into this question because I kind of giggle to myself, but I've talked to students and parents of students about trade schools, and more often than not, some kids come out of a class or a program and they're a little disappointed because they're like, "Hey, I thought I was going to graduate and already be an electrician,"
Mhm.
but there are actually building blocks that you set up for their success to become an electrician or to become a nurse, which requires uh, basically three things. But can one of you elaborate on that, like how you help set them up for their success to transition?
Do you want to take it, Nicole?
Sure. We really kind of help them on their way. We look at whatever, if it's a state licensure or a national licensure, depending on the program they're in, we look at the required amount of hours that they need to be in the classroom, as well as clinical or lab hours. And we walk the students through, hey, these are the required hours that you need to have to be able to eventually sit. But this is, again, a stepping stone. There will still be things that once you do leave here that you will have to complete, but we will educate them and prepare them. And it's up to the student to be successful when they're here and then when they leave here to complete the process.
Yes. So to kind of put it in layman's terms, I can't sign up to become an electrician, and in 9 months, I have my own. I can hang my own shingle out there and just start working as an
Right,
electrician.
right. There's a process. They have to take
Yeah,
certain steps. Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I think the important note there is based on the classroom hours, the lab hours that you provide for any student, and then they graduate from the program. There still may be an apprenticeship that's
Correct.
just part of that particular career. Like
Yep.
you're gonna have to shadow someone and learn, and
Mhm.
then there's still the test that you have to take for the state or the
Mhm.
Correct.
national.
Mhm.
Yeah, and a lot of people tend to miss that part.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's not just for Lincoln Tech. That's for all trade schools.
Yes, we all operate exactly the same, whether it's the State Board of Nursing or the Department of Labor or the American Medical Association. We all are
Right.
held to their standards. And, it's important for students to look into, what is required and to see what those requirements are from each one and then how each school is successful in it. We do post all of our rates on everything on our website. So it is important that we're very transparent that way. And I love that because I always encourage students to go and research that because as a Lincoln employee, I'm very proud of what we do here. So,
Yeah. No, 100%. I think that's the key is the education on the process. The just knowing and setting the expectation. And to your point, you're looking for these students to be successful. And I think, you know, one of the things we talked about was previously was just the process of kind of, well, maybe you can walk me through orientation. What do I expect? When I show up, sometimes, I'm might be nervous. I'm landing on a campus for the first time. Is it just, hey, you're on your own? Good luck, kid. Like, or do you kind of walk them through? Can you kind of step me through that process?
Yeah, I think this is what really sets us apart from a lot of schools. From the very beginning, you're meeting with admissions, you're meeting with financial aid, you're getting to know the staff, the faculty. We're really holding your hand through the whole process. You're coming to orientation, you're meeting your teachers, you're meeting the program directors, you're taking tours of the building, you're seeing where the resource center is. You're really just in that environment. And we're guiding you through it. We're just not throwing you into it. So we want you to be comfortable, and we make sure that you're comfortable before you start.
Yeah, and that's good. In some of my other podcasts, I've had guests from different schools, and one of the things they talk about is just social skills. A lot of
Mhm.
times, we have the expectations that young students coming in already have certain social skills to interact,
mhm,
but in this
mhm,
day and age, a lot of people interact on their phone versus
Mhm.
face
mhm,
to face. So,
mhm,
so you're there to identify that and help them get
mhm,
acclimated.
mhm,
Absolutely. Yes.
All right, so let's talk about, okay. I've decided to go to a trade school. I'm going to come to Lincoln Tech. I've picked a program. I show up for orientation. Everything's going smoothly. And then I start to fall off a little bit. Maybe I miss some classes. Maybe there's trouble. I missed the bus. Maybe there's something going on. Um, how do you identify that or help keep kids on track? Is there like a support team or a person they can go to, or how does that work?
So we have a student services department that's what they're there for. They're there to identify any students who may be in crisis, who need additional help, who need additional resources. That's the soul of their job. So they're in the student body. They're out mingling, but they're also making sure that those students are prepared for school and helping in any way that they possibly can. So
mhm.
And I mean, I was share personally when I was a freshman, I needed that
yeah,
desperately.
yeah, yeah.
So it's not uncommon.
Nope.
So
No.
that's good. Yeah. So there's student support staff there, but I mean you have metrics like this is on the education side. I'm sure it's the teacher
Mhm,
of the program, but you have metrics where you'll start to identify if someone's kind of falling off, and
Correct.
then
yes.
kind of engage.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We have a director of education here as well as program managers that are in charge of all the programs. And they're very due diligent about attendance and making sure that we're all on the same page. And they'll go to other departments like our financial aid if somebody is having maybe trouble with their payment, or to the business office if they lost their laptop and need a new one. We work very well with our support departments here. And we all kind of lean on each other to make sure that we're taking care of our students. So
Right.
we're a lot of teamwork here.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, and I think that comes from a good place because you both like helping people. But
Mhm.
there's as a Lincoln Tech as an institution, you have certain standards that you have to uphold to.
Hmm.
I think I don't know if there's any statistics. We don't have to dive into that, but really, I think you have certain standards in and around enrollment, retention,
Mhm.
graduation, and I think job posting as well. Is that
Correct.
Job
Yeah,
placement.
benchmarks that we are held to. We are accredited through ACCSD, so it's important that we hit and exceed those benchmarks. So
Yeah. So in essence, for everyone that's listening, you can't just show up. Maybe you make your tuition payment and then you can disappear. That's not that's not how this works. we
no,
we absolutely need you to graduate and stay on track.
absolutely. And we want you to graduate. We want you to
Yeah.
start. We want you to finish. We want you to become that nurse or that HVAC technician or an electrician. So, like Nicole
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
we really all work really well together. All the departments. It's our goal is to get you to that finish line. So,
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
and it sounds like there's accountability on both sides. So that's why it all works really well.
Yep.
All right. So let's say let's kind of shift it up a little bit. So what would you say is kind of different? So you have multiple campuses. So you how many states are you in? I think you're in a few states.
Right now, 10.
You're in 10 states in the US, and you have multiple campuses throughout those 10 states. What is it that maybe differentiates you from other campuses or other tech schools? I know we were talking a little bit about some of the upgrades you're doing.
yeah.
You know, anything you can share about some of your campuses?
Well, I know right now we are launching at the end of this year a new campus in Houston, which we're very, very excited about. Our schools are excelling right now, and that's how we're able to expand because I think the trades are, I think people are realizing that they don't have to go to a 2, 4, 6 years in college to be successful and do well in life afterwards. They have the ability to get a trade and earn income sooner by going in this direction. And I think there's what we call like a skilled trades gap that's happening with some of our programs where students are realizing it's also in demand because there is so many students that are going to traditional schools, they're graduating with these degrees and there's no jobs in them. So, I think the students love the idea of what we offer at each of our campuses, which is different from campus to campus. We only and will offer what is in demand because, again, we are held to certain benchmarks that require us to do certain things. And if there wasn't demand, we wouldn't hit those benchmarks. So everything we offer, students are knowing, hey, listen, if I spend this money and I put all this time in and I'm successful and I dedicate myself, the end goal, we want to get a job, we want a career. And I think Lincoln is very good at that. And I think, that shows with us growing and expanding. I know here at my own campus located in Shelton, we were awarded and able to expand and have a brand new space for our electrical wing. It's 10,000 square feet, brand new classroom and lab, as well as we were able to have the HVAC program, which is not new to Lincoln, but it's new to the Shelton location. So we're very fortunate that also is shiny and new classroom and labs that so I think students love the idea of coming in and everything is brand new. But again, we have the success behind the teaching and, educating students for years, but they get to have the new stuff too. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, I'm so sorry, cutting you off.
Oh no, good. I was just gonna say that was an important note. Like it's you already have the experience because you're such a large school, but now this campus can provide it. So it's not like it's new to the school; it's new to that particular campus.
I was just going to say, like Nicole said, we have in-demand careers, trades. I think COVID was a really big eye-opener too. The whole world shut down and the tradesmen were out there working. So
Sure. Yeah, so that's interesting. I didn't realize that. So you actually focus. So success rate for you as well as for your students is through the process and job placement. So you're watching and analyzing metrics for the workforce gap. So and that's how you plan your programs. I didn't realize that.
Absolutely, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's cool. So that's again, that's accountability on all sides. Like you're all a team working together for success. That's really good. So I think so in many cases there are students who maybe their mom or their dad or their uncle went to a specific school. So that's why they end up, oh, I'm just going to go to this school. Like my kids might go to Central. I don't think they're going to, but they're much smarter than I ever was. But, talk to me about that. I think, we were talking offline a little bit about you had some students who came through that, generationally,
Yeah. So, well, I have, two coworkers. I think, Lincoln's been around since 1946. We've been around for a very long time. We have a really great reputation. One of my coworkers, her father graduated in 1960. From our auto school. Another employee, her son and her brother graduated from our electrical program and HVAC program. So it's just really nice to see, staff having family members come here too and believing in what we do. So
Yeah. I
Yeah.
actually have my brother who graduated from the electrical program in New Britain.
yeah,
And he worked in a factory for, 20 years, making very little. And he went later back in life, went to the New Britain campus and got out a job immediately working for Johnson Controls. And he's been in the field ever since and loves it. So,
Oh, that's great.
mhm,
Yeah, because I mean, well, Lincoln Tech isn't brand new, and so now you have
mhm,
this, long-standing, reputation, which is fantastic,
hmm
mhm,
generationally. That's
right.
mhm.
great.
Been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
All right, so this has been extremely informative. I thank you both for being on the show and kind of sharing, your perspectives. But it's been educational to me as well to learn how there's accountability on both sides, and it's basically it's the success of the school and the student are tied hand in hand. And I know we kind of, we have to cut short a little bit here. But if students had more questions or they wanted to learn more, how could they get in touch with you?
I think the best would go on to our website, lincolntech.com. Right there, it would offer all of the campus locations that we do offer. You're able to put your information in, choose which program you have interest in, as well as which location, and then somebody will be in contact from you from that location.
Oh, okay, so they can actually select, and then it'll get routed to
Hmm.
the right person that handles
Yep,
that campus.
hmm
yep.
Okay,
Hmm.
and if you're cool with it, we'll probably put your email addresses if they wanted to talk to either one of you directly. But the idea
Absolutely.
is use the website first. That way, it
Hmm.
gets routed to the right person.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
All
Yeah.
right, great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
route you to the closest location.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think yeah, and can
Hmm.
people sign up for campus tours to that as well?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Great. All right. So that's a good way to get to connect with you or the right person at the campus. And then if they wanted to take a walkthrough, that would be great.
Hmm.
Yep.
All right. Thank you both so much. I appreciate it. And we'll catch up soon.
Wonderful.
Thank you
Thank
Thank
you
very
so
you.
much.
much.
All right.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.